When I was 10 years old, I used to take a Greyhound bus from Winnipeg to visit a childhood friend of mine who lived in a little town in Manitoba called Stonewall. And to get there, we had to drive past the outer rim of Stony Mountain Penitentiary. This place was really, it was like Alcatraz. It was quite intimidating. Early 20th century maximum security prison. The guards would salute us with their automatic rifles, and as I grew up in the movies, I found this terribly exciting and exotic. I never could have imagined that by my mid-20s I'd be a frequent visitor to such places, and on those occasions as a young adult, I found nothing to admire or consider entertaining or titillating. Just the opposite. These places were and continue to be horror shows, mistaken in their simplistic intent and often hideous and inhuman in their operation. In many of the United States, prisons are private public partnerships, basically built and run by corporations contracted to a federal or state government, and this comfortable arrangement may or may not make some economic sense, I have no idea, but it is a clear abdication of responsibility, turning over what is a civic duty, and a complex one, to private concerns whose morality consists entirely of you-know-what, the bottom line. The shareholders will be looking for dividends, no doubt. After many years of wandering in, and thank God, years of wandering out of these gussied-up dungeons, I have reached the following few conclusions. Less than 5% of all inmates should be there, and those who need to be kept under lock and key are flat crazy, incurable murderers and rapists whose behavior is not redeemable or modifiable by any form of therapy or study that I have yet to witness. It's one thing to kill a man in the heat of some mad passion, argument, bank robbery, or the like, and an entirely other thing to cut off a man's head with a knife or to be a mob hitman who kills on call. Fully 95% of all the inmates I've ever encountered, and I've encountered in the thousands, are simply goofs. They're just goofy people. They're sad fools, bad habits, who keep making the same old lousy choices to confirm how little they know about themselves and about the world they inhabit. Long days in prison for men and women like this simply cement the deal. A lifetime of stupidity and so-called antisocial behavior. Why aren't we talking to these human beings by the third day they're in stir and getting them to think about themselves and what their new options might be? Why aren't we teaching guards and others who work in these zoos to look forward, to engage their charges in real activities and real conversations? We need a wholesale revision of prisons in Canada and the U.S. Corrections, as we practice it, is firmly lodged in the 17th century. Pickle. The word corrections is as big an oxymoron as Catholic University, Happy Marriage, Military Intelligence, and Liquor Control Board.